Now, Barcelona deserves to celebrate it the way they are celebrating it. In fact, yes, it is my first time I made out him Rofo. Because me who say nipa 670,000 and a buy because we are to take it. Also only free fee na waba. Into amonya na be approximately na in estimation. But a year exact nipa 670,000 I made out to kakra. On the say na Brazil amobo the biggest show said the nipa 2 million. And also say na free show street into one na kan omo. The bibi sana na made out to broni. But in estimation they bet my jatum say omo a obetimi do adwea around that number because your conform your statistics are obetimi do money ahwe say any almost nipa be say but o me the exact say nipa 670,000 and found say mundo ka be sport ka be other radio stations say ka be no me doubt ana ko fi sa no
me no ya adwem ye to ticket ka mo de anka se bia nipa do say na to bi na
good but so already the numbers on mobile and they in fact a dozen and the reason why they deserve to celebrate it is you see in as much as Barcelona and the Champions League, it doesn't dispute my fact that this season they are the best team in Europe.
Okay.
Yes, officially, yeah, the man who are the champions because not conquer Europe. But see, on the evidence of football, strength of a team, Barcelona are my best team in Europe. So what it means is that for a team out of 4 trophies, and they had the Spanish Super Copa, special one because they won it in the hands of Real Madrid. They had the Copa del Rey, they won it in the hands of Real Madrid. They have the La Liga, and then in this La Liga, no, because I did it for Real Madrid. Again, almost the Real Madrid as defending champions. Almost Real Madrid 4 times. In fact, the incredible Barcelona team this season, they ought to celebrate it the way they did. And you see, after so much trophies no ni bibia no reactions e kokoko so ba ko attach me heart pa the way Laporta any players ni jubilate here our dressing room time omoje cap no and na kai me mre ode na japade ko sisi press ne personal japade o obefa Barcelona batam ya abokagu ho but ono in trying to revive the club no covid ono ne personal japade sisi awawa egeje bosia e de bebo Barcelona again when the appointments are why ebi wo ha moral in Kenya right but for the sake of the club na coach na timia so no president no what me take decision bi ebi we fans ne there but it is to revive the club why hear all these things in fact players are odibiaba odibiako why ye be that in the times obaye ebefa right card ebe coach be build that dynasty of Barcelona ema ye benya Ronaldinho nom eto Henry this setup no ema Pep Guardiola ebe bie bibia with a number of trophies o team je and what about the second time about Tomio I say bibia now or revive the club to this level only players ni bomo mu jubilate na omu yes and then or say free hono okohu Hansi Flick kofi na ordinance abo Hansi Flick echi say na wabam no you could feel it sampa the man is really proud of what his team has achieved so touching me from that angle not just that kofi so where the La Masia boys now my celebrations now yes obi aginani but La Masia boys now it feels different for them because we mono club no wo mo jam omo ye be positiveness omo ye Barcelona for amebo but kofi omo nyina ye Barcelona for what I say pe man Casado and can you normal a whole Barcelona player in the midst of nipa be 600,000 no ono wanamfomo oni omo nanam
yes
what I say security crown can you stake yes akwabi di na chi de ba kofi the guy for the street is for the street and you normal it feels different honestly so where Yamal no where Alex Balde no you could feel it and not just other players in but of course when I saw the Lewandowski and the shares in the picture no and I'm so of course this picture needed to be taken because there's a whole story behind this picture Debiao Shika repeatedly how Lewandowski convinced Szczesny say omra on was not Tibichi Bonajot what I say no call never no Jamal only serious maybe ever them Barcelona and then Wababeje 3 trophies so I look like another story on it too so omo deserve to celebrate it the way they did and football nankasa kofi yes a woman said the joy is in the doing but other now Brenna unya bibia you will yem na ji when it take what I say because wa bre onwa papa e na waje unu obi ani akontabuo eno bi na Barcelona for no kofi omo aye e wo ho no so me de enije na omo je open top bars no parade ni ade but see the more mojo money say no. Yes, a bit ginger boys no. Say and the more we win, the more I bet
Yes.
But look, it was similar to Real Madrid last season, but this season. And the Barcelona Nankasano after celebrations, you know, and none doesn't guarantee, of course, more potentials. I tell you. Sorry, Lamine, we have Hansi Flick, we have Pedro, we have Frankie Dion, we have Barcelona project now. Kofi, it looks so flourishing. Said next season I couldn't be but Real Madrid team who than this season then a choir. Means what I say?
Yes.
Nay, the same coach. Before the season, no BNM. I might recall La Liga unbeaten last season or the only 2 match people. Or Champions League unbeaten. So the Madrid team was stronger than Barcelona. Or just South Super Cup here, Barcelona. Madrid Nigeria. Or all these 3 trophies, and he performed better than Barcelona last season. Go for him. And no, or sa Ade Kylian Mbappe. Mewa.
Yeah.
I feel granny a shed no one. And yes, season the AB and next season and co season. Until what you were near, no way you anymore, why you yam now I never be a camera. That is it for Barcelona. Now, Kofi, you be really say a lot of interesting things in the CC. And the name I know what I say Everton, Obianti in the year. More iconic Goodison Park. Old stadium, no. More last game. Na so mo bo mo last game ni wi a na so mo movie aba o mo new stadium akofi enei o mo de Hill Dickinson din atoso no enti ironically for 132 years Everton ebo game bi a ensentroni kata na ni a Everton Goodison Park Goodison Park no is going to stop because they say Everton any Goodison Park at China 11 a.m. they will play their last game no man move it to their new stadium next season. Now Goodison Park know a lot of history with regards to Everton. The last time I am showed a fascinating story of how Everton moved from Anfield to Stanley Park then to Goodison Park. Me catch say Everton for no omo nana originally omo home Anfield and Liverpool. Certain granny until Liverpool.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest team then. No, our team Nankasano. As I see, and your friend John Holding.
Oh, okay.
Only Everton for no agreement. Say, year be obeji say. Now Everton G League in 1888. Everton in 1891. I almost said Debbie. She said the Everton team ni sikabe memoye de no. Supporters near the stadium I am man. Rent now the more say 100 million bosom number also be 240 million bosom. Huh? Say 100 million bosom also be 240 million.
Double near
what double no what 140% account. And Everton pay for say nah. Yenti ase. Say Everton for na ebinu wo mu no mu di trochere John Holding say onye omo sa na Everton for na nyeska omo company for no bi. Enti omo koto aba. And Everton pay for no dodo na akọ say da bi. And your mom land, no one see your park. And for the meantime, we moved from Anfield. And we call Stanley Park. Now, the last time I bet you the distance between Everton Stadium and Liverpool Stadium, no Anfield. Coffee endure 1 kilometer. Indeed, yes, Everton for the year they do almost stadium. Who are Anfield? Now, stadium ni me na year no. Stanley Park. Now, the last time I chow 18s. And to a movie called Infinity Park be there down. Stadium ni me no. Infinity was a park be there on the floor Stanley Park. In the Everton movie called Omo started almost see almost stadium no in the 1892 and Everton we almost stadium no and omo 1892 nya na Premier League needed no and omo call now omo from there to this very data China omo bo omo final game no anything omo last derby against Liverpool no omo person Liverpool be show omo because Liverpool show omo na nkomo be say omo record say even though I Everton home but Liverpool are winning more matches in the last 2-2 draw so on talk is here now they will be moving after China against Arante so me I think that's our game no that perspective and the influencing my decision on who is going to win because I believe on my last game there against Arante I was read that day
yes
and then the memories they want to live with me Everton here China ye double akwa me rain feeder and I will definitely try and be at the stadium me person me hear your last Premier League game and that is what it will be for the toughest it will be very emotional and Kofi now relegation the enter to nothing but China will be a special day for them before somebody move it to a new beautiful Hill Dickinson stadium now Hill Dickinson there
I know that.
Kofi, I am not sure for a mistake or he is cancer and I'm one po. Now, that is it for Everton. Kofi, Portugal. Portuguese league, you know, interestingly. we hear on the surface obeka say oh and then they enquire him. But look, so on league table this is here.
Yes.
Omo 18 teams. The last time I tell home about Cody. 18 teams, so about 34 matches. About 33 matches each. And the chance 33 matches each in Omabono. Aka will be a one match. Now, 79 points for Benfica. 79 points for Sporting CP. In fact, Sporting CP in the leading table, no? And a Benfica etosu 2.
Yeah.
Now, Obian in the story of Sporting CP. Say Amorim and a taking lead at a toho. And Obefa Jumano or Manchester United. And Omu coach now Obabefa Ruboges. And Timinya Jumano as expected. Emma Benfica for after the Champions League exit. Asabe Peke form. Nicolas Otamendi, Antonio Silva, Osnes, at Koglu. Talk of Vangalis Pavlidis, Barcelona for Adam for the Obama hat trick, you know. Kofi, Omumbe Peke form Angel Di Maria nom. And more Mutibe Closey Gabra with only one game to go. Obiako Bia one match. Let's say one Ebeji League name. Sporting, I was 79 points. Plus goal difference in here 59.
Yeah.
Benfica, I was 79 points. Goal difference, 56. And then what this means, they say, when say Benfica, on the last match, I was away against Braga. Sporting, on the last match, I was fear, but on the end of it's not against Braga, it is against Victoria Gomarash. Now for Braga, almost all qualify for almost a Europe a year. Until almost need intense motivation. What it means, they said the Obeji League, you know. Say Sporting CP, Eshe Benfica, and find say 1-0. Sporting CP share Victoria Gomarash 1-0. A goal difference na Abaye 4. And the 5-0 win for Benfica, even though about away no, HSA Benfica League no. So we nyina win game na. Still, say Benfica to me winning the game no with 4 goals gap difference of a Sporting game na. We are winning league.
Yes.
Now, the Sporting so here is to win first. But in there, even though goals difference in here 3 no, they'll have to win and win convincingly to the numbers are Emma Sporting for Benfica for those goals.
Yeah, Simon.
Now, any win-win scenario. And then say Sporting CP Lusua Ashe. What I say? Say Sporting CP Lusua Benfica any win for them on my league no.
Yeah.
Say Benfica Lusua now about draw any win for Sporting CP.
Right, yes.
And then says will be about draw. And so we win. And then even in the quest of the win, the one with the most goals difference, you know. And the league, you know. Okay. And it is very interesting. Meaning that even in coach here, man, you are man Swati, very simple. Bruno,
you Ruben Amorim.
I was say Bruno. Ne Swati ama was say Bruno Fernandes. Ruben Amorim, Kofi. Meaning that a jubo yeah, you know. Na nibe one match, no so on per se, ne bre. Ebe kwa. Into onu to be happy. Say the nyina ya adwe say Kofi, ye be happy no because e go carries mo match. And a Sporting for nebe bo no. And the go carries say onu here goes to win the league, you know. And say goes no say miem. For Vangalis Pavlidis no, almost so match because almost one say since you know Champions League and koye. And there was say Karima Koglu, Vangalis Pavlidis, Oskan Koku, Abrante and Di Maria. Akray Real Madrid de Befani Alvaro Carreras. Omunyina Antonio Silva, Frederick Osnes, Bruno Samueda, all those players that you can talk of. Okay, goalkeeper no true me.
Yeah.
Oh yes, saves to Benfica keeper. And they say omonso nti nena nkasa no minim say Kronima ye tens. Obi anim the Obeji League no. Oh Portuguese is up to anumre even though 3 goals difference and the gap no. Untimi for sense because who could drop utiate honom. That is it for the Portuguese league. And okay. Now, you heard the course of Germany in Sweden. Kofi, Dortmund a game and against hosting Kiel. Now, who's a Dortmund starting league? And none of your man koye. And now, Omode da 8th, 10th. Ubeka time on Champions League. No more form in your cry. But then in the second round, credit to Seu Gurasi. Karim Adeyemi and some few players are Omabua Niko Kovac so well to revive the club. Now, Dortmund are fight here to the level say on the Bundesliga table. I'm the fifth a Europa League spot. But that is not the destiny of Dortmund. Omo be pese omo be bo Champions League.
Yeah.
Now, Champions League, you know, they are playing against hosting Kiela or that worried. Worry to any motivation. Dortmund na bo omo iconic Signal Iduna Stadium in front of the Westfalen Stadium, the yellow one. But sad game, you know, and you win keke and ye enough. Our destiny is tied to a Freiburg Frankfurt game. Now, Freiburg ne Frankfurt ebo. Says here, over Bundesliga table now. Frankfurt at a third or 57 points. Freiburg at a fourth or 55 points. Dortmund at the fifth or 54 points. Freiburg now obo home no. Kofi so winning the game no be 58 points.
Okay.
58 points no. I just say no about finish third. Because and then so ayo my last round of matches.
Yeah.
Or finish third Frankfurt 57 dada. Now Frankfurt 57 no or plus 10 goals. The man say Freiburg Esha 1-0. The goals remember plus 9. Yes, sir. Okay. Now Dortmund any hosting Kiel. Omono already no. Amu goals I think plus 7.
Okay.
Now what it means is that Dortmund will need to win with 3 or more goals to qualify. Now, say Frankfurt Esha Freiburg there. And just a win for Dortmund. Dortmund be Freiburg because Dortmund and Freiburg 1 point gap.
Okay.
And this even game when you draw. Dortmund you hear so very and then it will favor Dortmund and Frankfurt. And even though Dortmund are hosting, all that they need to do is to win this game. Some person about Champions League. Now, so I'm winning here. Winning this game by 3+ goals and now 4 will mean that they've qualified. So I'm going to be winning against hosting here 4 goals or more. I'm going to qualify to the Champions League because whatever happens in the Freiburg game, Freiburg is sharp. Dortmund will be 57 points and they will use superior goal difference. No, I'm going to Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So Frankfurt, Shena Dortmund are winning that. Freiburg, the Beba Europa League.
Oh, okay.
And the baby, as I say, Dortmund are no. And they did this very well because in their last 7 matches, Oma winning 6, Oma draw 1, 19 points out of the last 21. Dortmund for now, one I had a powerful. The last draw no Cromone by in about 2-2.
Yeah.
And the John said, no, money so more. What do we win? And
no man starting.
Season, you know, Oma Shas the way Oma Shas here na. Afi 1.4 no. Unim so quite in so. 1 point bet.
Yeah.
Napoli I was 78 points. Atalanta I was 77 sorry. Inter I was 77 points. Now Napoli Kofi obo away on the Parma. Chiro Inter obo home on the Lazio.
Yeah.
Chiro no so to. Simeone Inzaghi the former team na Lazio. Okay. Parma for no. Unim say on my last 2 games on my ball fie. On my Juve. On my Juve draw. On my ball I think Inter. On my Inter draw. And so on my ball fie ya. On my strong. The Napoli should know say in as much as I Parma no. Parma ball fie was strong. The last 2 home games were lose 1-1.
Yeah.
Now, we in the last game. So I'm game where we are. Next, that we I last.
Yeah. Into
last
37.
Oh yes, I'm where we are last. See, say 1 point. Say Inter drop a point. Not Napoli sha. Napoli beba 3 points gap.
Yeah.
And their last game at home, they will win. Now, say Inter share. Na Napoli drop a point. Inter will lead the table.
Yeah.
Say Inter will lead the table now with the last match to go. Kofi, on the league na Sanchez Inter. And that is the fate of the 2 teams before the final 2 games. You know? So, very, very interesting. Now, Premier League, you know, the running. I got 2 matches. And the been about 1 and rap. Like 1. And then, Premier League, the Obeji nye case BM. But why and I finish top 4?
Any assembly.
And the Premier League running table, no. And rap. Villa, Eshe Tottenham 2-0. Chelsea, Eshe Manchester United 1-0. And again, said an America baby no tafono adapafono ye share season national no more 16 more than 11 12 no more than 8 9 and then almost 16 17 Man U the 16 Tottenham the 17 omo enu see the Europa League final.
Yeah.
Now this very win and I said this very win at Chelsea nya you know ama Chelsea say omo aba 66 points. Now the current table and they say Arsenal was 68 points for the Champions League qualification. Newcastle was 66 points. 2 points gap in them. Chelsea was 66 points. But I kind of one match. Villa I kind of one match. Or 66 points. Man City I kind of 2 matches or 65 points. And Nottingham Forest 62 points. I kind of 2 matches or the 7th. What this means, they say mathematically from 2nd to 7th. Obia team qualify for the Champions League, man.
Yeah.
And to Obia team find in sense sinable and Chile they were qualify. But yen Chile dynamics in them for the running. The final 2 matches I can be one. Out of some teams here, Mabubu. Arsenal the 2nd position was 68 points. 68, you know. On the dynamics of the table, Arsenal here 1 win per. 1 win.
Yeah.
But our next game is against Newcastle United. Obi omo here 1 win no. Our next game is against Newcastle United. Now Newcastle the Arsenal cheated 66 points. And it says Newcastle share Arsenal kukuro.
Obesa Arsenal.
Was Arsenal. Subject to Arsenal last game, which is not an easy one, of course. And the Sunday, China Premier League now Arsenal, they should know. Say this final 2 games, you know. Even though Southampton the other last match, but Southampton now was saying 1 points.
Was Man City.
Good. And who are you, Arsenal? So I don't sabi subu automatically. Or to a 7 points. And now that is the fate for Arsenal. They need 1 win in the final 2. Next, Newcastle. 66 points. Kofi, Newcastle episode avoid the BBR. They need to win the final 2 games. And that's at least 4 points out of the final 2. And then from there is Chelsea. Chelsea will need to win their last game to make sure someone qualify.
Okay.
Man City, they will need to win their final 2 games to make sure someone qualify. Now, Aston Villa will need to win their last game and hope. On my last game, no, in their final 2. No? On my last game, no, they will need to win and hope. Say either Newcastle, Chelsea,
Man City.
Obia match is not done anymore. Say Chelsea last match, ebi obe lusu, and obe draw. Some Newcastle, the last 2 matches, ebi obe lusu, ebi mienu, and as obe lusu back no draw back. Some Man City 2 matches, no, obe drop a point in 1, and San Villa qualify. But Man City will need to win their final 2 games. Chelsea will need to win their last game. Newcastle will need to win their final 2 games, and then Aston Villa, even if they win, they will be out. And as we sit here, this is the dynamics. Obi and Timmy fan and sense say based on this. Apart from belief, maybe I also put Chelsea as Chelsea in qualify. Maybe I will say, oh, the Man City in qualify. Apart from Safet, you know, BBN will bet me the look, we had the final matches, you know, after this very game. And when the better or Sampa. Look, week 37 no. Yedika actually chilling that Odiobiana neighbor. Man City Bobomofo. In their final 2 no. Obomofo we are onye Obo Fulham in the last game. Fulham tricky side or Craven Cottage. Fair not to chain. Unim say Newcastle. Obo Chelsea we are. Sorry, Obo Arsenal we are. One Everton. Okay, fair not so to. Unim say Timani the Nottingham Forest. On also the last game, Forest were on Chelsea. The Chelsea are winning now, but Forest open qualification. And the based on qualification that Forest happen, and easy. And for my team and the other Chelsea. And the OPN team can say automatically don't say you. So that is how unpredictable the running in the Premier League. Now let's discuss the FA Cup.
Okay.
Kofi, and then 3:30. And into the moment proof all the matches, no. Edia call China. Said about attention, FA Cup. Now, this FA Cup is very, very interesting from a lot of perspectives. First, I don't remember the last time Crystal Palace left a trophy domestically. So imagine So Oliver Glasner aba in a year and a half. Now Oliver Glasner aba J FA Cup to the level of Crystal Palace. This is a very huge achievement.
Yeah.
And Oji in the hands of Man City is special. Again, where the players Maguehi and then every top team happen because they believe he's that good. Another defender Watson, and I was saying
yes.
Mention all the players at this season. My inspiration. Ediama Palace.
Crystal Palace, yes.
And if Oliver Glasner coming from Frankfurt, ever within this few years, ever yes, we are. It means that Crystal Palace enya what they needed from the season. Now on the other side, Man City will love to salvage their season with the FA Cup. Because the City and the FA Cup, there's a market trophies and I'm boy. Imagine
Carling Cup, Yana.
Carabao Cup, one
Carabao Cup,
Man City Nigeria. Check
mami
yo, nkwajo obi cap mobi. Kofta go.
What am I?
Yo, kofta go mama so ayesh. Me baby am adwa ayesh no. Oji wai.
Na ode kasa na ni ensa chi.
Jimobi.
Carabao Cup.
Newcastle she Liverpool.
Yeah, ampa.
Kofta go obi obi cap mobi.
There we ode mumpa.
Jina ha. Enti it means that domestically the FA Cup, the league, and then the Champions League, Man City are in the So Man City will need to win this FA Cup to salvage almost season. Now, Pep Guardiola, my catch also about Premier League, Magic League is 6, Carabao Cup 4, and what FA Cup 2, and the Champions League wajibi. Aside the Champions League and domestically, Cup and when the day pay FA Cup. And it's our anti-Manji League. No qualify for Champions League. No the FA Cup. Kofi, unti can't say this season we are failing. And that will be more of a positive and as a plus. Looking at how our Man City, Kofi, has struggled this very season. It will be not conform ready. And the Pep Guardiola know every motivation to go into this game and win this cup. Now. Early Holland and they lose as he's on the face of this new project. And then every game at Auburn, he tries to do something. Oba in the history of Wembley, and yet he's here to score there. All the finance Auburn on only performance were from.
Wow.
And he on also a personal inspiration to go into this game. Kofi. Upon a Juma di Brana Yema Man City in recent games, in as much as the City for the good animation, there's no player since the Brana free injury, but Oba see the Brana chances thing on the creative.
Yeah.
But on one say baby. Nano draw and says, on one year Juma in almost say no. And in the final game, cup final for Manchester City, he's not gonna joke with it. For not to change. Omar Mamouche, imagine upon this blissful performance, any idea other than do you think that Mamouche would love to? I mean, he would love to win the first trophy.
Yeah,
isn't it? With Manchester City, and they have a very, very, very interesting game from a lot of angles and perspectives.
Okay.
Now this is the 144th one. In the FA Cup, and of course, 10 years the oldest competition. You are both for 144 years.
Wow.
And shall say around the 1870s. And looking at these perspectives, it makes it interesting. But see, I really appreciate JP and Mutim, John Felipe Mateta, and the way they play. Because for me, direct. In fact, almost in Man City, Shepa say you should go into Man City. There are times they score and they don't win. There are times they score and they go ahead to win. Because me direct, counter attack you. And a game also a cup final until a cheap game for Man City. Also no crash there. You get it?
Yeah.
And it is not just an easy game. City for also defensively more problem upon all the game that they are playing. So no do a defensive unit now. You see them struggling. You see them some more. So it means that game now final game. No, the last time was Liverpool against Newcastle. On the surface of it, near someone Liverpool. Yeah. And then Newcastle actually Liverpool too. Good goals and so. And this Man City for no. Kofi, if they joke today, said yeah, even including me myself, EGD said, I'm a better cap. Crystal Palace in your Bayra. But I think that City season comes down to this FA Cup.
Okay.
They will be judged by this FA Cup.
You.
And based on that, I think City are ahead to win this FA Cup.
Mate.